Ethiopia, Yetiana Cas John Mahama, essay, Ethiopia, and so you 2-4-2 and a Kumasi and the party. The birthday, and a John Mahama Koye, and a boy Ethiopia. And so many Nana Jantuah MPP for no catch the Ghana for na, and you're missing for me Ghana for say, John Mahama catch a Santa se on Ethiopia, and you 2-4-2. Yeni Ankasehene, and a year party no friend Mahama, and on one boy in Ethiopia, and o 2-4 Sai and a Mahama Sai, and a Santimine and the share Mahama con. The same thing, and a Nana Jantuah, Nana Kojo Jantuah of Insha FM Oye. And he's doing this because he feels to say Mahama is too powerful for anybody to compete until he will have to denigrate Mahama first. Before another candidate now, he's scared to mention his name, they bring him out. In this editorial, Nana Jantuah Kasaya, he could not mention who in the MPP or in Ghana today or outside MPP NDC who is better than John Mahama with facts. So, a sweeping journalism. Yen starting Toronto. Yen Jinan Toronto so. Yen call for the BDI. We know they are gullible, they will swallow it. Into a 4-4-2 formation now. Boy free 2008. This is the same thing no my Yabedruha. Or see big push 10 billion go far away and the watch us be for scano. And Odin catch like glimpses of how he was going to make that 10 billion possible by giving every senior high school in Ghana e-blocks to Ghanaian owned companies. Majority of the projects that were done in Ghana, the chip compounds, the local district hospitals and all that, they were all built by Ghanaian companies. And through that, you can raise the money. You are not a visionary, Nana Jantuah. School no ready, can I say you decided to apply. So you don't sit on TV and vaguely make statements. I didn't tell because you were Santimemu, you nipana said Ghana, I was searching China, you go Mahama nimas. You don't do that. Not misinform. You should always inform. And if you, the gatekeeper, you are misinforming her, that means you are leading everybody into the ditch. Now, if you fail to do this, then the NDC, they'll also equally, they have to fail to appear on your platform. Now, if you don't do it, any NDC person who comes on your platform, obetimemenka. Any NDC communicator who comes on your morning show, obetimemenka. Alan Kodet Chamantin has been an integral member of this government. Alan Kodet Chamantin was an integral member of Kufuor 1 and 2. Kufuor Koto Chenin and Alan Cash. What are you telling me, my friend? Why are you making journalism so weak? Why are you trying to play on the minds of the people? So Alan Cash di, so who is so MPP more powerful than Mahama? Bodiding.
Busha for Yachia Obibia Oshe Abevero TV. Maybe Oshe Abevero TV every piano. Yachia. Namisha pass Oshe Abevero TV. Namisha pa Koswana She Abevero TV. Ne support ye. Pacho P say on subscribe ya. Emma Renfrey subscribe CCA. Na share video no. Na Emma on now for wadofundom obusia for enye bihwe mpacho o comment no so eho hia pa nti na wakana wa comment a yebema o shout out baby a wo bia yes baby a wo bia say wa brochie say wo Ghana wo Africa baby a wo bia no yebema o shout out nti o comment no hia pa nti mpacho pa kai say obe commenting, not like a video, why? Let me show up a big shout out to young brother Kevin Talor. Baby, I will be me chop and Michelle. Michelle say will be youth, the Ghanaian youth, and I say Ghanaian people, will be yeni. Oh, you might be Michelle. And last video I did to Dormaahene Martin or comment here. Dormaahene Martin, baby, I will be salute too. Let me shop. And video na yebe she efa Ashanti region, and I say Ashanti region journalists are more transfer. Say ye kaya back in 2014, and I say 2014. I'm on for transfer. Journalists will be transfer. Am I yenim dimkrana YGBD? For example, Papa no transfer John Dramani Mahama to Jantuah be brave fan ho, and my for HDA. Ye cry, me tear cry, make a say cry no. Ye GBD. For example, Papa no ase me buy Papa no. Almost Jantuah gunu so ye GDA. Almost Jantuah gunu so say we see hotels or Dubai or dine while you say we ska and HØT Bre and my for HDA. Green Book and this year for the buy no last elections no. I'm for can say Photoshop. I'm a HDA. And I'm saying thanks to your brother Kevin Talor, HØT Bre, who say and show now what you try in and you're a crack. And thanks to nanaakuffoaddo, Omupi and as Omupi Adrimuno, who say and HØT Bre na journalists. Try with MPP for try with the help of some journalists or more corrupt journalists or more kind of create. Try. And when Biumna NCBI got trouble, and I said next year, you better trouble. Aha. And journalists for no, almost started a cookie, and as a omon and trouble from Eddie Ba, Etia Dormaahene Mahama. And this time around, no, your brother Kevin Talor, a man who says, they say no gaba wire, they say wow, no, maintain, Adolevia, where sorry, no, Obama maintain it. Aha, and you sorry, fire, about fire. They say no, young court, I feel as I no, and as I feel as I no man who said the main motive, and I said the main agenda is to see, Dormaahene Mahama will come to power. Will come and will become the next president of Ghana. Obebua Ghana and Putu because Dormaahene Mahama why be that? I said the why be that no case obeya jinidi journalist Kwame Jantuah our Insha FM was starting Jantuah bi na your brother Kevin Talor yen possible so we be many or yen let we be little no cry we be many am a yen who say and some Kwame Jantuah and I said Dana Jantuah ebe kind now of Insha FM morning show no ebe kind na yen tro nti this time around no wow didn't trouble baby no people are ready to counter how counter and our mama homework how a man homework. What I mean, Casabe Bre, make us I tinting. Till 4 days, you push a video, no video, no what, and see where part 1, not part 2, beba later. And Tron, MP before the intro, a bet, and I say, a kufoaddo the intro, and a bet, a win election. Oh, the some started this time around. No, you need down, and Tron, the one who said Dormaahene Mahama on Pekasa. Into which one intro Tuniswa on Becasa into almost have started even crown me named the entire amount for a worried about Dormaahene Mahama. I mean, even crown Dormaahene Mahama no has not been elected as the flag bearer of the NDC National Democratic Congress. Oh, you know, but me named the entire people are so worried. This should tell you, say, and I said, when my who said, did probably want Dormaahene Mahama and they are scared. Dormaahene Mahama got fun forms, crano, a bomb for who are Omakasetiano, and then come on, Trampuma, yet electing as the flag bearer of the National Democratic Party Congress, answer, which is NDC. National Democratic Congress. Omun too soon as the flag bearer and Sakrana or Matakine. Omun too soon a crowd. You vote here. And this is for young vote here. And as Omunia and Chusu or more flag bearer. Dormaahene Mahama could Chusu the forms the and a man for a whole posana almost started attacking on left and right. Almost started with intro with lies, fabricated lies. Oh, see, maybe I will be an over. Remember, because I anything. Ghanaians Ghana for me in Daho. When we in Daho, and Rami share Dormaahene Mahama Green Book, no. Yeah, brother, can we tell me who be bring me who cried that, and Rami who ye, and easy. Papa na yoma. Why yoma? But I'm a for chantron. sebi nka Dormaahene Mahama aya Ashantehene ka we Ashantehene nka me ye sure senka anka ka o mani fra kunya so I know for sure ti do me ma me kasa HØT Bre wo man kohwe video no na me ka say oba subscribe na wa share na wa comment nyame hia me that's it.
Na Jantuah asem na abentra na kusie free bomu asem na abentra ena de na Asantema yehu bi da wo wiase marketer everything is in it asem na abentra na Asante nipa o see ye no nipa bonini asem na abentra na Jantuah enja fere Asante nkai na wate ase na Jantuah ye kasa Asante nkai a wo na ye typical Asante nkai eso wo nan a na ukem eso wo nsa na ukem eja o mienu pe na dana asem foforo asam na abentra dana utuechi. Now let's take care of business. Maybe about audio be a video Nana Jantuah on Insura FM. Now on Insura FM no or your editorial. Now editorial was about Dormaahene Mahama. Now the editorial it was emphatic. Why any say Ghana for Mahama cry and adwin so be so contest bia why na adwin no say yetuma Mahama biem kwa na Ghana for do no se bi obibi high adwin. The argument nyina ne say Mahama be di president no na nyoma nye. Mahama di president no na nyoma koso corruption dia na bi nsida. Na Mahama bon na Akuffoaddo abon nti eni se mama Mahama chance ema ne beye president biem. Mutie ne argument na o say Akuffoaddo na abon ntra na nkenye Akuffoaddo a wabon a anka ye den na yetumi ka se Mahama sebio obeye kejeti ama Nana Jantuah na nate ho ton nyoma sisia no wabon che Akuffoaddo. Nana Jantuah say adenti na o say Ghana for tuma Mahama every time no was na petrol bo edin na ejuma ni ho time na Mahama also no na corruption na Mahama hu nipa wa bam nipa baako but ohun ni say adenti ena saa nipa saa no ende yabedum pempensuo bi a Ghana yetim sisia no Ghana pensioner for sika kra yeji ono na ye pensioner o enso saa nipa no de toto Mahama adenti na Ghana for beto aba ama Mahama. Now Nana Jantuah asmo ka nyina no ohwehwe ma ekosi say e de say Nana Jantuah, and I'm going to say this before we start the show my both videos na kire mo Nana Jantuah argument no in the video I obehwe ne kire say e de say ono Nana Jantuah owo Insura FM oye morning show Nana Jantuah eba show oba 7 no start show pepepe Nana Jantuah ye show e was say obo jingle obo at the right time because Nana Jantuah obo jingle at the right time no amanfo a omo do musika be share mu no they enjoy it because every time they hear their jingle. Now Nana Jantuah ewo Insura FM no or conducting interviews how to say yes solid amanfo tie ni pa nanso na nipa bi wadwuma mu ho ene ekuru mu omokasa Nana Jantuah ho obusa nsam no ko deep dodo Nana Jantuah so betena radio so a ofro bi na obusa ne question a nipa ni ya no Nana Jantuah ntoa so inti ama Nana Jantuah ho ayehi inti nipa bi mi se mompam Nana Jantuah na monfa obi foforo mra eye edwuma Nana Jantuah mu yenhyira no nipa bi so ho a omoso mfoa so efisa Nana Jantuah betena show no so a obusa question o se nipa no o san command call na oda ho pia question no because o pese ohu de nipa no also ka inti nipa bi wo nhyira ho ene omom na mutie Nana Jantuah ne dumbre bi na mo se ya brawo inti ko ene Nana Jantuah esesa ne nyoma kotena fi ene ekofa another person ba ese ombe host morning show no Nana we common sense inti mbesem ene kese mbesem de ye wa ya befa obi man betra Nana Jantuah show no so no nipa no also bedwuma 7 number 7:45 no aba show no so start 7 sa nipa no during the show no I was say obo jingle no exactly 15 minutes bia no obo no 30 minutes into omo ye advertisers no they don't even hear their jingle. Into what happens is say they start to pull out. Nana Jantuah nipa no be replacing no obusa question back open ma answer no awoso Now, campaign not who say, one, your revenue will come from. Two, Sibia na amount for basho no so no anaso mutie no eko form. Nana Jantuah nipa obe replace no ombe adwuma ntem. Rules no so da ho. Se sia no obi a suggest we adwum say yensen kofo Nana Jantuah mbra. Because time Nana Jantuah ho na you complaining about the questioning and how he pushes people to the wall no. At least enya kura anticipate day or to be adwuma ntem on time or start adwuma ntem on time or to be bought jingles at the right time. The investors were bringing the money. And obi asore ka say dabi adentina mokofo Nana Jantuah ba. If you say Nana Jantuah no dey compare ye nipa ya wabe ya ombe adwuma ntem. Ye nipa ya wabe ya ombo jingle at the right time. Ye nipa ya ba oma investors nyako. Ye nipa ya waba sisi ya at this point no. Ya ka say on starting show this or starting 11 no. Or say adentina kofo Nana Jantuah ba. If you say oni Nana Jantuah nyina ye pe. Na question na epese busa sa nipa na ka say adentina kofo Nana Jantuah ba and say why na yemfa ne mbra? And this question goes to you, Nana Jantuah. Yempe obi wo station one ombe hosti. Abraham nyina munim se Nana Jantuah wo experience time obi a wo stadium ho. A station ho. Ana yankwa bontene. Na yembuse adwuma mu fo no se why na ombra se mo mpe Nana Jantuah. And Nana Jantuah wo analysis a wo ye nyina it lands on your own table. And internet dey be am catch will say, who do you want to lead Ghana after 2024? Be bold. Be emphatic. Let people know. Yansan ko for Nana Jantuah mbra. Asem ntini ya ko for Nana Jantuah ba Nana Jantuah no time no ho no. Na oyanya ma bi. Na oyanya ma bi nti yemma no nti upon send nipa no ha ne say adwuma no kra and the sikampomba me ya yentumi bi adwuma no. Nana Jantuah ne ho hinti. Obusa questions too much. Nti Nana Jantuah no ye de ne betoto akwa we. One analysis no na ma de ama in simple terms no. Very simple analysis. Into Nana Jantuah, Nana Jantuah, what will you say in this circumstances? Will you say, Ejuma no, nipa na obetumi wa ya na? Do you expect them to call you or not to call you? Does it mean, say, because we are pushing too much questions, it doesn't mean, say, you cannot deliver na? Does it mean, say, na nyoma na omoka say, you are pushing too much, Does it mean, say, you cannot tweak it na? Does it mean, say, time I got in fear, you did not have any reflection about the way you work, Anna? And these are basic, simple, common sense questions I am asking you yourself. Until you need to sit back and answer this question yourself. Now, you're about to Nana Jantuah. And what hurts me, and say, I like Nana Jantuah very much. He's a bold speaker. He believes in his conviction. He believes in his own statements. He's not an easy person to push over, and he has made it clear in his statements every day. But there's one thing Nana Jantuah did. Time I editorial about Dormaahene. There's one thing I Ghana for me. Somebody can serve you with the facts, but that same person can lie to you with facts. Nana Jantuah, when he was doing his editorial, he consistently twisted the facts. But when you're very careful, and the language he was using, he was basically campaigning for Alan Chermantin. Nana Jantuah lied on some few things I'm going to point out. Anytime Nana Jantuah, after today's show, you need to send an official apology to Mahama, to the NDC. And yes, they need to boycott your platform. Because you should be the person educating and informing. You shouldn't be misinforming. It is wrong. You shouldn't be what? You should not misinform. You should always inform. And if you, the gatekeeper, you are misinforming her, that means you are leading everybody into the ditch. Now, if you fail to do this, then the NDC, they also equally, they have to fail to appear on your platform. Now, if you don't do it, any NDC person who comes on your platform, obetimemenka. Any NDC communicator who comes on your morning show, obetimemenka. Let's listen to Nana Jantuah. Now, what I'm going to do is say, maybe Nana Jantuah editorial no ma wetie ni nyina. I'll pick some parts. Na machemo say Nana Jantuah lied. He misinformed because he was campaigning for a year Alan Cash. And until also be count me, I'm campaigning for John Mahama, and I'm campaigning for Mahama with facts. And there's a specific reason why I tell every Ghanaian, Toma Mahama, if you submit to my child, Judge Mahama, you want people to vote for Alan Chamantin, but you cannot mention Alan Chamantin's name. You cannot confidently say Toma Alan Chamantin. You know why? Because you know Alan Chamantin, technically, he's incompetent and he cannot face Mahama intelligence-wise when it comes to governance. Win him. And it's a mama assignment in it. Let's listen to Nana Jantuah. Now, what I need to do now is my member full interview first. And after a full interview, a full editorial, I'm sorry. Mr. S, Nana Jantuah, he will write things on social media. NPP for no woman pressure. And yet, me, I know. They are getting pressure from MPP. He just wants to please NPP, but and you cannot please everybody, Nana Jantuah. Yeah, you cannot please everybody. And I understand where you are coming from and the anger and the pain, but we need to correct each other. Yeah, we need to correct each other. Now, we have one or two interviews. Sorry, two editorials. Then I'll also come in and also say what I have to say. Let's start with this one. I think I have one editorial, but it has been split into two. I'll have all the time and play it for everyone to listen. And after that, we will do the analysis.
Question and me pese me busa no. Jo Mahama obeden. O se pe president edi. And you be busa no questions because I know me shall say busa questions no. Na NDC for ni bi omo social media ni other people ni ntiase say adenti na me busa Jo Mahama questions. Na me concentrate on nanaakuffoaddo. Me ti sa asem na na mesre. Jo Mahama oye ex-president no. Ye da so tua ne ka o. Me sika no wu sika da so tua ne ka as a former president. Ti said ye tua yem papa President Kufuor. Ye tua ne ka tua ne workers ne ka no. Sa pepepe ne ye di tua Jo Mahama ka. Inti se ne ebo Jo Mahama dia. Obosi maya mo because ye concentrate on nanaakuffoaddo. Da bi obi a wetie ye bia nim se ye mfa nanaakuffoaddo hu enche no. Ye hu abatan ni nyina ne se ye sori anopa ye ma president enna meboa ye ma president enna ye make sure so ye na adwuma obi anim krom ahwan na nka se mekra me NDC ni hwan na nkai MPP fo ekochi ayo mukeka o mu nsem yai so mukeka because o ma hu se da bia no e bi kra susu se e bia ya mama damudie bi ena me de ye de meyi but ya dwen ye di kutai ni baby ye drew no ye bebusa questions because on mine ye drew level bi ye musa questions nti ye de pe Jo Mahama onya bofu but omuntie ne supporters no Jo Mahama onya bofu lower your expectations on Jo Mahama asem na bentia enya asem anka Jo Mahama ntimi nka se obese osaba asema me ke bia nya wode ba me se asem na abentia nanaakuffoaddo na abontia enka nya sanka Jo Mahama ontimi nka se opese osaba say you go back and say kofa Jo Mahama say Ghana you problem. I'm telling you, because what it means is that yen shed the new nkrofobia just nkrofomie ni ya nkrofomie ni ya no metimi aye Ghana ye wo bra ye nim do metimi aye. The reason why you move be pese DrBawumia be banning say DrBawumia ni nanaakuffoaddo ena egu oman enti say we sa akotoma na ne say sebi Ghana ni e pese e chese sebi ye ni nipa bia apart from mama na say the Jo Mahama na say DrBawumia ba e chese sebi Ghana apart from empanyufo emiensan ye ni obi e bi mo betimi aboa Ghana na da bi uko UK Oma party Joris Bonds intimi free ho near the Obabia Babesho Listras o free ho na nse wo ye nyoma bi o resign ya near the obi foforo ababesho ho UK Prime Minister Oma sesa nipa be 3 Jeff Pemame UK Oma sesa nipa Oma party we nya ne agina free wo ntimi nya no resign, and this is conscience. By your building crophobia moma a demigod, Jo Mahama, and this for whom is so a demigod. None of the Babas are Ghana ye, there be ye name Jo Mahama. We know Jo Mahama before nanaakuffoaddo. Enti mayam pretended to say John Mahama no oteso no na ye ho atoyen asem na abentia. Enti say ye ka asem no na because o party ni ntino ye mayen ka John Mahama asem ne ye ka John Mahama asem ye nka hwan opeso osaba. Enti na no oteso no ye bebusa say oteso no oye den. Menyo obi a utimi hurehura mi o. Munima de bia me ka che fu soldiers no MPP NDC fu so ye hurehura mi o. Ye bebusa question yesua de nyame adom enti yesua de say ye mbusa questions nsɛmtwerɛni wadwuma ne say obi pɛso osaba enti ye go back ne ehu say John Mahama samre no na etesen obeti abenwa from 2012 na to 2016 na etesen say na Ghana for ye ka no enti se nipa ne pɛso oba me I want to be convinced say nipa no wasachira na adwen na enya John Mahama na ne enim na ye kɔtoti ano no. And yet John Mahama Ghana for the economy before Kotutiano no. Because we know John Mahama. And your man 9 John Mahama Castle Bayano. You must say Musay and Utimi. Putting people first, or so the Nipa Bedikai. Yen nim and which ran near walk Ghana so under John Mahama. Strong and resilient economy. John Mahama economy and Memone Koye. John Mahama Memone Koye. Yen nim made the statistics virtual. John Mahama memune nkoyi maya nya adwen se na ekoyi somno ye hu samna na interest rate o kwaje bank bosia interest rate ni number bi no ye hu samna na dollar ni yentimi ntono ye hu samna na petrol ni yentimi ntono ye hu me say before nanaakuffoaddo beba no John Mahama history he was the worst na nkoyi nti say na John Mahama fa from no person ba we will ask the questions. We will ask the questions. Yebebusa. We are not here to make friends. Ye ni hase be making namfo. Ye be Ghana adwuma. Because nanaakuffoaddo e boy ye man ya ye nyina ye gi ni din ene ene. Na ye nsan koju obi ndi no ba na obetoto papa so aba be ka se na we ne be bro kagu ho enti ye gu so hyehye nyoma. Da bio atwam. Sa nyoma na atwam ti na nanu mebusa NDC ni bi se. Se na John Mahama be ka se MPP for broke gu hodia ene ye nyai mane ma because we be catch ya ye mfiu se wonim se woni sebi ade bia wo de beba na ye to aba mawo na 2025 wo betena so na be catch na nanaakuffoaddo abroke gu enti mo ma me bre na me hihya ene ye jai because ye mfiu ye ntiase enti me ma so we ready so beba dia ene be careful and be ready say be scrutinize right after 8th of January 2025. Because what is no economy no adwuma kra na eni ho adwuma na eni ho enkofo adwuma na agu bebre ekom ne abufuo ena de tuti John Mahama enti se oba ne nhyehyɛ ye be no de ba aba be ma ye adwuma aye ne nhyehyɛ ye be no de ba na timi aboayen ne nhyehyɛ be na John Mahama beba ama sesei afekyere ne se bond nyoma yi ye busa no oba beba busi ana and I told so no so babetum because omunyina economy ni gina because of IMF omunyina without IMF no muntimi nya hwe John Mahama was John Mahama because of IMF nanaakuffoaddo die ya ye kan IMF enti omumia ni say IMF amemu a omunya hweo enwa ni say ye totutuom yan totutuom yan rezi this is all that they know how to do it. All that's most of the person in Nimani say yantututum yantum nentia Yemfa Ghana Revenue Authority phone chasing crofo sana John Mahama eduru maybe a yeka se to no o se meye den eto na na wo se meje muto na na sa de ne afuo de bia meka to se amemu a wo ba enyoma bebre wo ho a wo mfa utinka wo mfa asenka na ba ma ba tututuom ma ba beje bosia me de aye kwan me de aye wei contractors mi ntuo mu ka sa amemu de afo sa nu bi na John Mahama e ba no ntira fie because those kind of governance enyo ni hia Obi planning life 2035. China need planning life 2035. Otian Makacho said within 2013 and 2016 under John Dramani Mahama, Ghana lost close to over $6 billion gold. Chikakoko na ye kwakwa jebosia ewo IMF say na ne kwaji wa IMF. Less than 2 billion. Yet here within just 1 year, 2016 alone, Ghana lost $7 billion Sika gold under John Dramani Mahama. Not to annoy any. John Mahama in 2014 again okay Samuel na Ghana ye kra aduane $1 billion $1 billion obe free so in 2016 na Ghana ye kra $2.4 billion okache ye se obete so eso hwenzi ye nim di agree ye na afekere ne se and so me musa question because John Mahama eba because on ebe save ye me say lower your expectations because na ebe trust statistics mo hu say John Mahama na mo hu no onye demigod onye nyame. Or the same person in Kofoya, just say the Eba Womo Mudi Chinya, do one maybe a come na duomo. And you know so bad, no about Pamu these MP before no, now where memo. Now no 2020 in the big push, or see big push or the $10 billion and the best say a memonim. She cannot go fun way. Ghana we hear $3 billion. But the catcher say, yeah, the $10 billion and the best say, I'm memonim. Now a GD. Now we say $10 billion or cofanwahi. Or Kobobesia Ben 10 billion. Ghana ha no benya $10 billion. And that's what Kobobesia $10 billion or they say economy minimum. Economy minimum do baby was one young magician. John Mahama, you busan say a crime person or so young magicians. Now we're teaming a creative job. This is the economy we are talking about. So let us not behave as if say John Mahama a demigod. No, you two abamana. Obama Ghana ye me say Ghana say nanaakuffoaddo say on mine to bear say 7 years was say on mine. Enti John Mahama bekasa now I would me say sad and me nyini. He needs to tell me say you two abama in 2025 for now. Me my excuse say nanaakuffoaddo because him say nanaakuffoaddo say on mine.
So, Munyina Moti na Jantuah editorial. And the point in Yinana said, John Mahama should not come back because in Juma Guye, na banking closure, it's here. And I say that man for loan or banker, or can some effort John Mahama Tamana Oteso, Ghana loses $6 billion in gold. Or can say, and he said John Mahama may excuses be John Mahama betray Ghana for sa big push bi na okan no sa big push no okonye sika wen na John Mahama so ba obeje taxes ana. These are very vital questions and na Jantuah busaye. Now after the editorial ni nyina na oyeye no, the question is he could not mention who he thinks is better than John Mahama. In fact, so we see an editorial now at a point he was saying say Akuffoaddo and DrBawumia ase Ghana. And he was emphatic about that. That is when he was trying to bring in the UK governance system. Boris Johnson party, so he feels to say Akuffoaddo and DrBawumia, they have destroyed Ghana. There are some very important things he stated. Said John Mahama say, time and tesono or no onya magician obema sikaba. It was an emphatic statement he made. Or make a statement about John Mahama. There are some things he said that he could not deliver. Putting people first. And this is when John Mahama was in power in 2012. And these were the 4 things John Mahama Ghana for say before he leaves power, no, every Ghanaian will feel these 4 effects and I said 4 agenda or the tray. That was putting people first. Strong and resilient economy. Transparent and accountable government and infrastructure development. These are the 4 pillars that John Mahama already present 2012 or catch the Ghana for say he will be building his government around. So the Jantuah and some Kenyans say John Mahama doesn't qualify to go pool forms so obeba contest you because these 4 things he said now John Mahama could not deliver on them. Now the question to Nana Jantuah say, who does he think is better than John Mahama? Who currently in Ghana? Let's give the benefit of the doubt. Say John Mahama was the worst president before Akuffoaddo came, and the Abehu Akuffoaddo are born chain Mahama. Mahama wants to come back. Nana Jantuah feels say Mahama did not deliver on these 4 promises, and John Mahama at the end of the day made some statements nobody should see him as God. And there's something I need to put across. Ghana Nibia and John Mahama not that. se ose oyo nyankopon mobi anka asem. In fact, in our history, Fourth Republic, John Mahama and I are the only president who has opened himself up for criticisms and accepted his mistakes. John Mahama Nkwane president who has never blamed his predecessor for anything. Sometimes we all want Mahama to blame Kufuor for something that he was supposed to do better. But John Mahama always did one thing. Talked about the problem and solved the problem. Now, there were some very vital misinformation Nana Jantuah deliberately did. And you see, there are comments they deliberately make it. And Ebia Wajibel will say, or can but a summer or cartoon patrim. Now, let's start with the misinformation and Nana Jantuah, a trier or propagating in the Ashanti region. My problem is the misinformation. I don't have problem with your work. You might have your candidate, I might have my candidate. You have your reasons why you don't want Mahama to come, and you have stated it. But my assembly said, do not misinform. Because misinformation, and the man John Mahama from 2012 to 2016 because people continuously and consistently misinformed Ghanaians. And the reason why we are here today, every day, we are talking about Ghana, Yawaha, we have derailed, we have retrogressed for 6 years and over, and it's because of misinformation. It is because of misinformation. And one typical example, or two examples I'll give you. And this time, Nana Jantuah and the MPP, ne me ankasa me MPP. Ye statica say John Mahama say, or ye dead goat, into the Ebeka Cheribiano onte. In what context, any man John Mahama making that statement? No? Now John Mahama catch the Ghana for say onya magician ana. And these are statements we need to be looking at, because that is where the propaganda start. That is where the lies start. Ghana really in our development in United, because some group of people, especially many Ashantehene, we propagate, and we basically what we do is we throw lies in the system and we continuously lie, and then it will turn into a truth. Mekai yentiobia yetiane kas John Mahama ese yentiobia and so you 2482 and a Kumasi and the party the birthday and a John Mahama koye and a boy yentiobia and so many nana Jantuah ne MPP for no catch Ghana for nyina and you misinform Ghana for say John Mahama catch Ashantehene say ontiobia and you 2482 yani ankasa hene and a year party no friend Mahama and on one boy yentiobia and o 24 sai and Mahama sai and Ashantehene and the share Mahama kon the same thing and a Nana Jantuah Nana Kojo Jantuah of Insha FM oye. And he's doing this because he feels to say Mahama is too powerful for anybody to compete, until he will have to denigrate Mahama first before another candidate. Now he's scared to mention his name. They bring him out. In this editorial, Nana Jantuah Kasaya, he could not mention who in the MPP or in Ghana today or outside MPP NDC who is better than John Mahama with facts. So a sweeping journalism. Yen starting Trono. Yen Jinan Trono so. Yen call for the BDI. We know they are gullible, they will swallow it. Into a 442 formation now, boy 319 2008. No. This is the same thing no my Yabedruha. Now, my mentor Debbie. Nana Jantuah spoke about magician. Mahama said onya magician. This is what Mahama said. And listen to this. This was an encounter between the president and the media, and it was on GBC, and the issue of a magician came in. Now listen, if you ever listen to Jantuah say ehina Mahama jina yeka say onya magician. Now listen to the context. Mahama ka say magician statement and our word no eba ne language. Let's take our time. Let's not rush. Yenya butre. Na yema obi ante ne ho ase say yentumi ntina radio so entieti mu entwantro politics ne yeye no entro ne twa ya bedu this time enti ne ye wo hanne. Now let's listen to asana Nana Jantuah e kan say Mahama say onye magician.
Right, I'd like to take your comments on this. You talk about creating a sustainable economy, but when you hear people say that they don't have money in their pockets, what would you say to them?
The fact of life is you can only have money in your pockets if you work and earn it. And so there's no magic to put money into people's pockets. What we need to do, and that's why government is investing as much as it's investing, to try and provide our people with the skills that they need to enter the world of work. If you sit at home and you don't take advantage of the opportunities, money is not going to magically come and appear in your pocket, or nobody is going to come to your house and say, put this in your pocket. You have to come out and take the opportunities that present themselves, learn a skill, go into the world of work, and you'll be able to put money in your pocket. And so what government is doing is investing to create the situation so that as many of our people can take their opportunities as possible. And so we're doing this in all sectors. In agriculture, if you take cocoa has become a very important occupation for our people. Before, the mindset was that it was only our old grandfathers and mothers in the villages who worked on cocoa farms. Today, you should see the young people who are going and acquiring land and planting cocoa. Because one, they are hybrid seedlings that begin producing in 4 years, and two, the price is good. And so people are going and establishing cocoa farms and working on cocoa farms and making more money than they would have made if they were working in an...
Now, take your time and listen to what Mahama said. The specific statement was that there is no magic to put money in people's pockets. He went on to elaborate, like, if you don't work, if there's no work, if you don't do any practical job, you don't expect to be paid. Mahama never said Ghana for is not a magician. The exact statement was, there is no magic to put money in people's pocket. He was addressing the question. Nana Jantuah ko university. Nana Jantuah or say okenkan or tia chairman. Nana Jantuah sees himself say, oh yeah, learned to the point majority of Omomuti and Omajunu form into bit to be architecture. But when you listen to him, this is what Nana Jantuah said.
Billion, and that's all. Could you say 10 billion? Or they say economy minimum. Economy minimum. Do baby was one young magician. Dormaahene, you put a prime person or so young magicians. Now we're to me a creative job. Person or so young magicians. Now we're to me a creative job. A prime person or so young magicians. Now we're to me a creative job.
He vaguely sat on TV. Anka or crazy journalist be anka. I wouldn't address this. Anka or Sebio Jimmy for journalist anka wouldn't. But Nana Jantuah is a learned journalist. Or a KNUST graduate engineer. Now let's go back and listen to the response Mahama gave the lady. Time ana omiti aye the press on live television. San Mahama ka say onye magician. And the question coming no and listen to Mahama's response. Oti radio so Kumasi and he's telling Kumasi for say Mahama say. You see how they do journalism and politics in Ashanti region. Now listen to Mahama again.
Right, I'd like to take your comments on this. You talk about creating a sustainable economy, but when you hear people say that they don't have money in their pockets, what would you say to them?
The fact of life is you can only have money in your pockets if you work and earn it. And so there's no magic to put money into people's pockets. What we need to do, and that's why government is investing as much as it's investing, to try and provide our people with the skills that they need to enter the world of work. If you sit at home and you don't take advantage of the opportunities, money is not going to magically come and appear in your pocket, or nobody is going to come to your house and say, put this in your pocket. You have to come out and take the opportunities that present themselves, learn a skill, go into the world of work, and you'll be able to put money in your pocket. And so what government is doing is investing to create the situation so that as many of our people can take their opportunities as possible. And so we're doing this in all sectors. In agriculture, if you take cocoa has become a very important occupation for our people. Before, the mindset was that it was only our old grandfathers and mothers in the villages who worked on cocoa farms. Today, you should see.
And I give credit to Nkoto for these videos. He did a good job on the videos. Credit to Nkoto for going into the archives to pull all these videos out. And I keep telling you, and the young Ghanaians know about Omunjimiyo. They listen, they look for the facts before they respond. And I'm just going to give credit to Nkoto for pulling out all these videos. That's why I keep telling you, watch LoudSilence TV. The team on our TV, they are not some ignorant people, because they respect your views, and your intelligence, they will never come and feed you with fake news. So credit to Nkoto. Now back to the matter itself. It's Nana Jantuah ti inshiraka se Mahama say on your magicians. Nana Jantuah wako school, why comprehension, wako tech. The Mahama can or horoka so on your magicians. Let us stop this. You are becoming an embarrassment to journalism. I know how you feel right now, the pain in you. I know how you hate to see NPP lose. I know the sentiment and emotions. But in that question, don't try to do what? Don't try to denigrate somebody. In some Mahama kind, man fan shana no. Mahama never said anywhere when he was president to say he is not a magician. Our become magicians. He never made that statement. In telling alternate TV so boldly lie, misinform. Adentra uchantra to Mahama so na dien na alankasha be president. Nana, what do you get from this? And that is not the only thing you did. You basically decided to denigrate Mahama by misrepresenting Mahama. Now, Nana Jantuah talked about big push, and this is what Nana Jantuah said.
Nano 2020 in the big push, or see big push or the $10 billion and they say amemunim. Chikano kofanwa. Ghana we hear $3 billion. But the catcher say yeah the $10 billion and they say amemunim. Now what GD? Now busan say 10 billion or kofanwa he. Or kobobesia ben 10 billion. Ghana ha no benya 10 billion no. And that's what kobobesia 10 billion no they say economy minimum. Economy minimum eduru baby was so anya. See,
Nana Jantuah busa Dormaahene. Nana Jantuah ko university. Nana Jantuah oye engineering or tech. Time NDC release Omo manifesto, the People's Manifesto. It was upon Nana Jantuah to read the manifesto. Now Oshe say, Adentina Dormaahene say obetumi e create 10 billion. Obefe free. Nana Jantuah, do you read at all? Do you take your time to analyze things before you speak? Or you are also speaking like the layman? Why this Abronya DC? You speak anyhow. Your platform is big. Dormaahene said 10 billion big push. Did Dormaahene give a reason? Did he tell us say he's going to raise the money from outside? He's going to borrow or he's going to generate the money from Ghana? What did Mahama say? 2020 time Oka said big push, What did he say? Did he go further to explain where he's going to get a 10 billion from? Did you ask? Did you read? Did you ask the relevant questions? Did Mahama ever say he was going to go borrow money to come do the big push? Let's listen to Mahama. Time or can big push, Nana Jantuah, the misinformation is too much. Kumasi journalists and Trone Dawson. Munjai Diamoyeno. Now let's listen to John Dramani Mahama, what he said about big push, how he was going to generate money for the big push. Mamunyesa.
Our roads are still bad. They are dangerous. People are dying on our roads. Many places do not have a modern healthcare facility. Many places do not have access to clean drinking water. A lot of communities that are waiting for electricity to be able to set up small businesses and all that. And we need more schools to be able to accommodate more children. And so our suggestion is, why don't we over 5 years put in a big investment, and that's why I call it the big push, to try to bring our infrastructure development to a certain level where it acts as an agent for economic transformation. It will do two things. One, it will improve our social and economic infrastructure, and you know the effect that improved social and economic infrastructure has on the growth of an economy. That one, we don't need to debate it. But secondly, in the course of putting in that infrastructure, we'll be creating jobs within the Ghanaian economy. But the significant thing about it is, as I said, These projects are going to be open to Ghanaian registered companies that pay taxes in Ghana. And so we're not going to give these projects to big foreign companies that will come and do it and repatriate all the money back to their countries. We have sufficient companies in Ghana that can construct roads. So for instance, if we say we're dualizing the Accra Cape Coast Road, and we divide that segment into 5 portions and give it to 5 Ghanaian contractors, they will create the second carriageway. And we will have 2 carriageways and create our dual carriageway. And so if we want to build more schools, and already that's what was happening, all the new E-blocks that we're building, impressive, structures, were being built by Ghanaian contractors. And so we will take this money, but we will create a multiplier effect within the Ghanaian economy with it, because it will be paid to Ghanaian contractors who will pay to Ghanaian suppliers, and that money will circulate within our system. So that's what the big push is about. It will create jobs in the Ghanaian economy, but at the same time, it will lift up our social and economic infrastructure to a stage where it benefits our people, both in terms of educational facilities, in terms of access to clean drinking water, in terms of access to better roads to bring the agricultural products, to the market, in terms of healthcare, making our people better, CHIPS compounds, hospitals, polyclinics, in terms of schools, so that we can even ease the congestion, in our schools that has occasioned the double track. Because if we finish all those 200 schools and we even cite more in dense areas where there's a demand for secondary education, then we can spread the children out so that all children can go to school at the same time and vacate at the same time, And so this is the thinking behind the big push.
So Nana Jantuah, what you say? So I'm for my main church mu. Mahama ka say big push no. And na church mu brofo no. O say obe create adwuma no wa ha. Na mo ankasa time yesi senior high schools who say foreign company bia be senior high schools. Through creating job here, through infrastructure, through creating job opportunities, and also making sure Ghana companies, Ghanaian owned companies are the ones who are working in Ghana. What is going to mean in say that monies that we were going to throw out, these people will at the end of the day reinvest the money in the system. So when you are an engineer and a Jantuah. So when you are expanding the workforce and expanding the infrastructure in this country, what you do is you give local companies a lot of that to do. And it's never seen there. When we say foreign company BC, one senior high school or Ghana, they were all built by Ghanaians. And Mahama made you people understand. Say, if you want to expand an economy, to build a $10 billion economy, that is the big push, what you need to do is use the locals, use the local companies that does not repatriate your money out, the dollars out, they keep it here, and then you use that to open the economy up. That was the big push. John Mahama wasn't going to IMF. He wasn't going to go to World Bank for billions and can consume. John Mahama was telling you, say, big push, it was basically a self-raising policy. So I don't know how I also TV so catch them call for say, or see big push, 10 billion, go find away, and the watch us be a first scan. And Odin catch the glimpses of how he was going to make that 10 billion possible by giving every senior high school in Ghana e-blocks to Ghanaian owned companies. Majority of the projects that were done in Ghana, the chip compounds, the local district hospitals and all that, they were all built by Ghanaian companies. And through that, you can raise the money. You are not a visionary, Nana Jantuah. School nuko ready, can say you decided to apply. So you don't sit on TV and vaguely make statements. I didn't tell because you were Santimemu, you Nipana Saip Ghana, I was searching China, you Mahama Nimas. You don't do that. Onya Kwara in journalism. You were deliberately lying. You were deliberately denigrating John Mahama because because who feels walang casino, you need to carve a niche for him. But the question here is, Okasaya, you could not mention one person who is better than John Mahama. The lies are to John Mahama, so I am showing you your lies. Yentina radio so and misinform Ghana for. Inti also me Ghana 40 ase John Mahama ka say big push no say Swami kwan and Kobeya he will find local companies to build Swami. Do you know how much Ghana saves? How much money we're going to make from that? And that is how a president, a visionary thinks. I won't say Akuffoaddo added loan at that time. I won't say you need to go for loan. But you forgot to say when John Mahama was in power, he built a lot of things with local companies. You Anka John Mahama bet to be created as an engineer, you will get a job. As seminar benti and the ultimate ADD John Mahama say he's not God. When did you hear Mahama say he's God? When did you hear the NDC say Mahama is God? The NDC are in love with Mahama because Adjune that it's been down with him. Adjune that it's been down and cash him. Adjune that it's MPP for you been down with him. They are in love with him because they want what is in his head. And you are refusing to understand that because what they emotions, what they sentiment and journalism. No. You look at the facts and you speak on the facts. And he said, when they try to lower journalism, and then they do some time, some people cannot hold back and then they break you guys all down because you are basically becoming what we call the pass-away journalist, cash-away journalist. That's why some people can associate you with some allegations. And I know you don't want to hear that because so how can you lower your standard? Anka you queer poking a car say anka many problem. Anka obi na ya another come now santia almost level of education and do level. But what are you going to get from this by deliberately lying? You made some very controversial statements. Osaka Sasebuwe.
Bina John Mahama by no traffic. Because those kind of governance and you're in here. Obi planning life 2035. China need planning life 2035. Otian Makacho said within 2013 and 2016 under John Dramani Mahama, Ghana lost close to over $6 billion gold. Chikakoko na ye kwakwa jebosia e wo IMF say na ne kwaji wo IMF. Let's
again, you were trying to do petty politics. And I love it. The way I was statica said, China for air planning on life to 2035. And John Mahama and a gold 7 billion. You could not show documents to that. But Nyabotre, also me good for oil. Me catch us me be another scandal. I'll prove to you where Ghana go. But I love that statement. I'll make it say Chinese are planning their life to 2035. Time of COVID see and UGMC and a rage anka was for no people from you need to speak like an intellectual. You need to speak like somebody who actually knows what he's doing. Me say enya John Mahama ni leadership yenya Bank of Ghana Hospital yenya UGMC and yenya what we call Raja anka COVID-19 see no. And that is what Chinese do. They build today because they know tomorrow what they are building today will save them. I feel that you are getting common sense. You are understanding. I'm breaking it down for you to understand. So China for insist super supersonic trains. Ultra modern hospitals are. Will you compare China to Ghana? No. Today somebody's in Togo comparing Ghana to Togo and saying that Ghanaians have moved forward because when you go to Ghana, they have Rage Hospital. They have UGMC, ultra modern hospital. COVID-19 see and yet these facilities are Ankanana Jantuah. Do you know where Ghana would have been? And I love it when, as a university student like you, graduate, you try to say China is planning. How do you plan a nation? How do we see engineering? You need to understand that engineering is all about building for the future. Building a culvert, building a drainage, building an infrastructure, making sure that your system, it's flowing in a system whereby any small thing would not, at the end of the day, put everything at rate. That is when it rains, there will not be flooding. That is when there's some pandemic, people will get places to be treated. When there is a pregnant woman in a village, when she needs to deliver, she can walk to the nearest chip compound. That is what we call planning. The same as Chinese for are planning because the chip compound in the next 10 years, a bambi bar or be expanding now be a community clinic. But you learn engineering. I don't know how you learn the engineering. I don't know your basis for this editorial. I don't know if you want people to hear you or it's out of frustration. I feel it's out of frustration and diabolism because, oh, you're diabolic. And the reason why I'm saying that, and I said, you could not mention one person who can compete John Mahama competently. When it comes to competence, when it comes to delivery, when it comes to Obia, where ye Ghana every some level to some level, you could not mention one person. All the things we were saying were to say, Sebio, you are on the streets and you are ranting. You are lying and you are deliberately misinforming the people. And then now, yes, sir. It is not the screams. It is not the longer hours you stay on radio. It is not people sitting behind you and hyping you. It's about making sure the facts are set straight. I have no problem with you. But if you want to go this tangent, we will all go the same tangent because it is looking like a deliberate. Say Mahama, but you can't. You can never. Who need our reps to start this? One fisa, you don't have those reps to do this. Because we will not insult you, we will use the facts to embarrass you. We will use the facts to embarrass you. Now let's go and listen. No, wait. Let's listen to this.
The reason why you move be young person DrBawumia be banning say DrBawumia ni nanaakuffoaddo ena egu oman it is a sakotomana na say sebi Ghana ni e pese e chese sebi ye ni nipa bia apart from mana say the John Mahama na say DrBawumia ba e chese sebi Ghana apart from empanyufo emiensan ye ni obi e bi mo betimi aboa Ghana na there be uko UK Oma party Joris Bonds in Timmy Fro near the Obabia Barbeshaw Listras o free hona and so ye nyome bi o resign ya near the Obifo Fro Ababeshaw UK Prime Minister Oma Sisani pa betre Jevo Pemame UK Oma Sisani pa Oma party when ye near Yina Fro won Timmy no resign. And this is conscience. By your building Crophobia Moma a demigod, John Mahama, and this is for whom is so a demigod. No, no, Babas a Ghana ye, there be your name John Mahama. We know John Mahama before nanaakuffoaddo. It's my pretend.
So, oh, dear, oh, yeah. Now, Akuffoaddo Bawumia na say Ghana. And apart from Akuffoaddo Bawumia no, your nipebu MPP ma, amubetuma beji Ghana. Alan Kodesh Shamantan has been with Akuffoaddo for 6 years. Alan Cash campaign or you know. He has looked through the MPP. And opese o chain Bawumia to Akuffoaddo, but he doesn't want to chain Alan Cash to it. Alan Cash has been a cabinet minister for 6 years. He has been a minister. In any country, Alan Cash was supposed to be the first person to be fired in Akuffoaddo's government. You know that? His sector was basically the sector that was supposed to change this economy. But Utiye Kasabu Nina, Yan Fanshep Mahama, a Bawumia, Mahama, any Akuffoaddo. Also, occur all the way to UK. One party, Omu change you no Abesha, Omu change you no Abesha, or he's trying to tell you, to say, where we near the Yan for Alan Cash in Besha, a communication, a politics, no, you know, a misinforming people. Oko UK Boris Johnson party no ye we dey we abesha ye we dey we abesha. Now the question is omo ye omo dey ombesha no omo free party fufuro man so omo party na mu ye nyi Bawumia na fa Alan Cash mbesha no Alan Cash onye minister for 6 years onye cabinet minister for 6 years e dey na Alan Cash dey be ka Ghana ho ye ja commander sugar factory man keke dua hwede wa Alan Cash dey tuma ndua. Suddenly Bawumia say Ghana, Akuffoaddo say Ghana. Na yon nkofo dia obetuma chicha na nya nipa miensa Bawumia Akuffoaddo Mahama. Na nipa bi ho nipa ben you are scared to mention Alan Cash name una recruiter because you know Alan Cash ni wait near light. When you say Alan Cash does not fit this job we are talking about. You know say untumi nka boldly sibia meka say I want John Mahama to lead because the facts are there. You have no facts to defend Alan Chamantin. You have no facts to tell Ghana for say where na also di Ghana nim too slow. It the other side some ko good na Bawumia ni mase. Mamingu na Mahama ni mase. Send e ba yankofo beka say na hwan biem Alan Cash sa tete kwate politics no journalists e di mu ya politics no munjai. This kind of enkwara kind of journalism no stop. Yen Jimmy Sabiemu. Let's Yamma enkofo no hu no kure no. No kure na beboa ye nyina. Alan Kodechamantin has been an integral member of this government. Alan Kodechamantin was an integral member of Kufuor 1 and 2. Kufuor koto cheni nyana Alan Cash ka. What are you telling me, my friend? Why are you making journalism so weak? Why are you trying to play on the minds of the people? So Alan Cash di, so who is so MPP more powerful than Mahama? Bodiding. Anything mama homework no. Otina radio no stand up no body power better than Mahama din na menhwe. Ya papa Kufuor. And now kokana. Are we going back to the basics? Are we going back to your papa Kufuor? And I say you are going to tell us somebody you from all the intelligent analysis you've done is better than John Mahama. As someone have been tra. And Jantuah, as someone have been to become Mahama nim. As someone have been journalism baby abedru you just need to please some people. Ain't na yabedru hane. As someone have been in the Ghana say Nana Jantuah. As someone have been tra. Now Monsantie no.
MPP fon kwa nete brofo. Omuni nyansa che obia. Menka MPP aba we ye president nanaakuffoaddo. Ene DrBawumia ne you can say kenovoriatan. Because Ghana ye din nyina sampanyifo miensa we ena ma ye ho kire nya obia memblemu obia. Ghana enkoso nyina ye nanaakuffoaddo. DrBawumia ena kenovoriatan. Because kenovoriatan ni sika no onam ha no ye de ope. Sika no kra on release MPC ye omo se kenovoriatan sika no kra fa ma tintin triti no so ti oba no beka Bible mu nsema kire wo. Maka to say 2023 e raw me mfa bibia nsie. Me see a problem Ghana se see e president nanaakuffoaddo. Because ono baby wadru no cash ya wontie biem. Wadi ni de awie enti omfa ho de ope no ka ho asem. Time Ghanaeducation no ka cathedral. In summer emfa kwam no eno na abawu se president o ka ho asem. De hia ye pa no nka. DrBawumia nso amiana no. Ono anim ne de won mfe. Kenovoriatan de won mfe. Also per president de na this why ye din ono so ya tetre in left and right. And ono nso nsem obeka yi. Ontimi ma abontene meka se ye ma me kwan nya adwuma no. Ene esensan ho. Ene Kenovoriatan agi aba ni nyina aboso. Wagi aboso. Yen kanasem. Oye opa no this kan maw.
So ohun analysis no. DrBawumia no Akuffoaddo. No adu tire ne no Kenovoriatan. Alan Cash aye Minister of Trade 14 years. Odi 8 years Kufuor and obedi 6 years ewo Akuffoaddo ase. Obaka ka tell Alan Cash is not a problem. Nana Jantuah, Alan Cash no we di cabinet minister 14 years, minister 14 years. Jack, munjai this enkwara analysis no na emuamo. Ene de eyeforiata Bawumia ene Akuffoaddo. Na Alan Cash so ho. But he has deliberately decided to take Alan Cash from the equation. Say me and son from Mahama count no Bianca say oh Alan a option. But okay they say but Alan dia to me bo osro because them say you be busa the questions. Alan a di minister, trades minister 14 years. Who you say that from Kufuor 8 years, Akuffoaddo 6 years. Now mo just say ye tase in Matthew of Omana. Mojo say moba ha no betime dua kokoo no motu. Na mojo say emu ofo e de say bantama afo gi string. Dabi o. Emu adin. Some of us bo pia e be bo pia mo. Yene when you punch one we punch 10 because we are not just punching. Ye bomb na ya. We just don't punch. We punch where it counts. You people can punch anytime you want to punch. We are fine. But remember, when we are punching back, it's 10 times stronger than yours. And we don't just hit. Your bone film and count. Alan Cash with the minister, cabinet minister, 14 years. You want to tell me Alan Cash has to lead Ghana? Now, I don't have a problem if you want Alan Cash to lead. But tell me why Alan Cash to lead. Now, compare Alan Cash to Mahama and come back. And let's have this argument, this conversation. My men chira mo adwene da Mahama tin mi wia na ma chira adikudie nti a John Dramani Mahama needs to do what? needs to lead. Obianya din, in fact, I am going to show you now. Everybody should listen. Nana Jantuah kasa no say, Mahama nyoma 9 wentuma anye. And nyoma 9 Mahama wentuma anye no 1, putting people first. Second, strong and resilient economy. Third, transparent and accountable government. And the final one, infrastructure development. Mo Ashantehene journalist for, I'm giving you a homework today. Mo captain in Nana Jantuah, only decide to say, obe misinforming more. I have given you some homework. I'm going to give you another one.